Kia ora team, Coach Ray here. I am a triathlon and marathon running coach who specialises in coaching beginner and recreational athletes to achieve their sporting as well as their health and fitness goals. Today's short video, I'm going to take you through the Kaikoura Mountains to Sea Half Marathon course guide. In this guide, I'm going to be taking you through course insights, pacing advice, performance tips, and this video is for anyone running the Mountains to Sea Half Marathon this weekend. So the course in Kaikoura starts in South Bay. You run around the peninsula, heading up towards Mount Fife and turn around by the railway tracks, coming back and completing the lap around the trotting club. You can see there's a few small inclines, mainly on the peninsula. Overall, a stunningly scenic course. The key for success and the general strategy is to have consistent effort throughout the day. Start with a conservative effort, build that pace through the event so that you can finish strong and successful. I recommend using my 1/3 pacing strategy. Start off with the first third of the race, the opening 7 kilometers at a steady pace. Climb up onto the peninsula, and as you get to the summit of the climb, as you're coming back over the peninsula, that's about the 7K mark. Increase your pace from there over the second or the middle third of the event, picking up to a faster pace until you turn around near the Qwik River. And then the final 7 kilometers is your fastest pace as you head back towards the finish line. It's slightly downhill until you get to State Highway 1. If you're finding yourself relatively fresh in the final few kilometers, increase your pace some more as you follow State Highway 1 back towards the finish. Now, if you're aiming for a sub 2 hour strategy, you need to average across the day an average pace of 5 minutes 41 per kilometre. Start nice and calm with a steady pace. Allow those faster runners to run away. They're going to run faster anyway, regardless of whether you're running with them or not. Don't want to tire yourself out too early. Focus on your cadence, focus on your posture. As you get tired, you're likely to round your shoulders, hunch your back, drop your chin. Try and keep your head up, shoulders back, nice tall posture that'll keep your airway open, allowing you to deliver lots of fresh air into the lungs where the oxygen can be absorbed and delivered to those working muscles. When you start rounding your shoulders, hunching your back, you're closing that airway off, restricting the amount of air that can get into those lungs. My recommendation is aim for an average of 550 for those opening 7 kilometers. There's going to be a bit of uphill in that section, so it will be slightly slower. Second 7 kilometers, aim for 540. And then the final 7 kilometers, aim for 530 or faster. If you manage to achieve that, you're going to be comfortably under that 2 hour mark. Now, if you're aiming for a sub 150, you need to average 5 minutes 12 per kilometer throughout the day. Don't try and bank that time early. Stick to the pace goals, stick to the plan, and you will be successful. Stay strong through those aid stations and watch for your pace drifting off late in the race. The opening 7 kilometers, aim for 5 minutes 20 per kilometer. Through that middle section, aim for 5 minutes 10, and those final 7 kilometers, aim for 5 minutes flat or even faster, dipping down into the 4 minutes 50 something as you finish nice and strong. Now, if you're wanting to run a sub 140, that's an average of 444 per kilometre. Stay relaxed early, hold your rhythm, use different runners to help pace you and guide you through if possible, and then focus on those last 5 kilometres. That opening 7Ks, target 455 per kilometre as you get up the hill around the peninsula. Second 7 kilometres or the middle section, aim for 4 minutes 45. And then that final 7 kilometers as you're heading towards the finish line, aim for 4 minutes 35 or even a little bit quicker. Make sure you finish nice and strong. Now, those that are wanting to go faster again and do a sub 1 hour 30, you need to average 4:17 per kilometer. Now, I know the screen says 4:15, giving you that little bit of a fudge factor to make sure you are comfortably under your target time. Have a controlled start. Make sure you're strong through the middle so you can have a nice tough finish, pushing that pace all the way to the finish line. Sit in initially, keep that pace nice and reserved so you can surge later on and push that pace to the finish line. Now, if you normally run based on heart rate or based on running power, flick me a message. I've got my email in the description and it's also on a slide later on. Flick me a message and we can have a quick chat about what's going to be suitable for you based on what is normal for you. Target paces to achieve that 130 or sub 130. The opening third, aim for 425. Through that middle 7 kilometers, 415 is the target, and then 4 minutes to 405, even under 4 if you can, for those final 7 kilometers, the final third of the event. Now, to help prepare mentally for race day so you can make sure you have a successful event, I recommend downloading my self-psych form. The link is in the description. It's free to download. On the Thursday night, or maybe even the night before the race on the Friday, spend 20 to 30 minutes in a quiet place, sitting down, working through your answers through the self-psych form. I do recommend you print it off, and then you can use an actual pen and paper and write your answers down. It helps solidify it and keep it in your head. If something was to happen, you've got your plan, you've got how you'll execute it, what you'll do for all the what-if scenarios. An example happened for the Wellington Half Marathon for an athlete of mine. They left their running shoes at their accommodation, their race shoes, and they had to put into plan how they're going to get their race shoes so that they've got their lightest, fastest carbon shoes to deliver their performance. They were prepared for it. Worst case scenario, that happened. They just executed their preconceived plan for what they'll do. They stayed calm. They got a good warm-up, got to race with the race shoes, and had an absolute blast winning their category. So working through the self-psych form is going to help increase your chances of achieving your goals, whether that's a sub 2 hours, sub 1 hour 40, or something else. Make sure you click the link in the description, download that form. If you do that now, it's download while you watch the rest of the video. To also help with race day, I recommend having some mantras that you can replay in your head. Often song lyrics work well. A good one that I'll often default to is when the going gets tough, the tough get going. It's the only lyric of the song I know, but when I find my race mentality is getting a little bit negative, the course is challenging, things are getting tougher, the going gets tough, the tough get going. I know that's my cue, so I can change my mindset and I can start or continue to push towards my goals. Visualization is a great tool to use prior to the event. The night before, 2 nights before, when you're filling in the self-psych form, is a good option as well. Visualize some of those key points in the race. Start line is a key point in the race. Various aid stations, summiting the hill, reaching the turnaround out by the railway lines on Qwik River, getting back to the racetrack, that finishing line, all key points. If you visualize that, know what it's going to look like, know what it's going to feel like, an idea of what it's even going to sound like. Prepare you for it so when you get there, you can move through and be successful in it. Now, break the race into chunks as well. I've talked about my 1/3 pacing strategy. That is a good option. Not everyone uses it. A lot of people like breaking the race down into different size chunks. A common one I don't recommend, is breaking it down into 1 kilometer and ticking them off as you go. There's 21.1 of them to do. That's a lot of counting to keep track of that, especially if there aren't kilometer marks out on the race course. If you break it into 5K chunks, there's 4 of them, plus a little bit after you've done all 4 of them. They're nice and simple to keep track of as well. There's plenty of options out there. Weather on race day is for fine with light winds. Expected to be a high of 19 degrees, overnight low of 8. So it'll be cool and chilly to start with, but it's going to warm up and turn into a beautiful day. But be prepared for any weather conditions. It's the time of year when those Antarctic storms will still blow up the east coast. Kaikoura is not necessarily going to be warm if that happened. On the race day at the aid stations, they're going to have R-Line as the electrolyte product. There's also going to be water available. Make sure you take advantage of those aid stations. Keep on top of the fluid, especially if it's hot, especially if it's windy. Although it's not forecast to be windy, it is going to be warm. So make sure you stay well hydrated. Race morning, running shoes are going to be key to have them. As discussed before, your cap, sunglasses, race number, etc. All these are key things to take. Make sure you've got with you though. The warm-up you do is going to be dependent on what your goal is. If you've got a very competitive goal, having a thorough warm-up is going to be key. Minimum of 10 minutes, but maybe 15 or 20 minutes of jogging, some stride out, some accelerations, getting that heart rate elevated prior to the race is going to help you be ready for the start. If your goals are more recreational, a simple 10-minute jog, nice low intensity, is going to be sufficient, and then use those opening few kilometers to help prepare that final part of the warm-up. With every event, there's always queues to the toilets prior to the start. Make sure you're well hydrated, but not overhydrated. Make sure you go to the bathroom before you need to. That way it's not going to be a problem later on. Start time is at 8 o'clock, but make sure you're on the start line at 1:45, ready for the race briefing. When you get into those final few kilometers, as you following State Highway 1 back towards the finish, pick that pace up, constantly pushing yourself, increasing that effort, assuming you've got something there. If you've got plenty to give with 1 kilometer to go, push hard, get that successful finish. Use aid stations as reference points, as well as those ones we've already discussed. As you're summiting the climb, it's roughly the 7K mark, coming back over the peninsula, and then 14 kilometers is roughly near the turnaround, near Qwik River. Push the pace or increase it for the next block when you hit those key points. Now, if you want to smash your next half marathon, I've got a range of options for you. I've got my Project 2 hour, my Project 1 hour 50, my Project 1 hour 40, and my Project 1 hour 30. These are both 10 and 20 week training plans to help optimize your performance so you can achieve those target goals. Now, it does need to be goal specific. If you're struggling to go under 2 hours at Kaikoura, don't expect to be able to follow the 10-week Project 130 and go under 130. Needs to be appropriate for where your fitness currently is at. If you've got a goal in mind, click the links, have a look and see whether you reach or have achieved those performance targets already and whether that will be appropriate for you. If you're looking for some strength training to complement your run training, my Run Strong, Build Strength for Faster, More Efficient Running is a great option. There's 12 and 24 week variations of the training plan with with 2 or 3 gym sessions to help you build that strength, become a more efficient runner, staying injury free. One strength workout per week is not optimal. It's not going to help you achieve that. 2 and preferably 3 are good options. That's why those plans are available. Now, if you're looking to do the Christchurch Half Marathon, the 24-week training plan to join the Qwik Kiwi squad starts on the 27th of October. That's Monday. So once you've done that race, ease into it. There's a number of different options, but the 24-week plan does start on Monday. So have a look at that if you're looking at doing the Christchurch Marathon. Links for all these are down in the description. And if you're wanting something a little bit more personalized, send me a DM, easy to find on Facebook, on Instagram at coach_ray_NZ, or send me an email, coachray@coachray.nz. I've got a range of options to build your fitness in time for whatever your event is. Get on a call, have a chat about where your fitness is at, what your goals are, what your lifestyle allows you to do around family, work, study, other commitments you might have. And finally, if you've made it this far through the video, let me know in the comments how you got on in Kaikoura by coming back and adding those comments after the event. All the best out there this weekend. Have an amazing day and go out, have fun and achieve your goal.